Om Namah Parvati Pate Hara 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 Mahadev. Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Ananda Guru Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Guru Om Mukhananda Sadguru Om Guru Ananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Om Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Nityananda Sadguru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Sadguru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Jaya Guru Om Guru Om Sachidananda Guru Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Om Sachidananda Guru Om Guru Om Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Nityananda Sadguru Guru, Om Guru. Om Namah Parvati Pate, Hara 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 Mahadev. Namah Svanantaya Sahasramurte Sahasrapada Shishirarubhave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shashvate Sahasrakoti Yugadharine Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murte Neshprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Nityanandaya Gurave Shishya Samsara Harane Bhakta Kare Kadehaya Namaste Chittadatmane. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Gurubhya Gurupadukabhyo Namah Parebhya Parapadukabhya Acharya Siddhe Swarapadukabhyo Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya. Inkar Primkar Rahasya Yukta Shrimkar Gurhar Tamaha Vibhutya Omkar Marma Pratipadinibhya Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya. Utra Nihautra Nihavesya Hotro Homadi Sarva Kritibhasamana Yabrahma Tadvo Bhavitarinitya Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya. Kamadi Sarva Vrajagarudabhya Vivek Vairag Yanidhi Pradabhya Buddha Pradabhya Dhritamaushadabhya Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhya. Ananta Samsara Samudratara Naukaitabhyam Stira Bhaktidabhyam Jadya Visamsho Shanavadabhabhyam Namo Namaste Gurupadukabhyam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asya Shri Guru Gita Stotra Mantrasya Bhagavan Sada Shivarshihi Nana Vidhani Chandamsi Tri Guru Paramatma Devata Ham Bijam Sah Shakti Kram Kilakam Tri Guru Prasad Siddhyartha Jape Vinyogaha Amsabhyam Parivitta Patra Kamale Devya Jagat Karane Vishvot Kirnamane Kade Anilaye Swachandam Atmejaya Tadyotam Padashambhavam Tu Charanam Depan Kuragrahinam Pratyakshakshara Vigraham Gurupadam Dhyayadhibum Shashvatam Mama Chatur Vidha Purushartha Siddhyarte Jape Viyogaha Sutta Uvacha Kailasa Shikhare Ramye Bhakti Sandhana Nayakam Pranamya Parvati Bhaktya Shankaram Paryaprichata Tri Devi Uvacha Om Namo Deva Devesha Paratpara Jagat Guru Sadashiva Mahadeva Guru Diksham Pradehime Kena Margena Bhoswami Dehi Brahmamayo Bhave Samkrapam Kurume Swami Namami Charanotava Ishvara Uvacha Mamarupasi Devi Tvam Tvat Prityartam Vadamyam Laukopakarika Prashna Nakenapi Pratapura Durlabham Trishulokeshu Tachiranushma Vadamyam Gurum Vina Brahmananiyat Satyam Satyam Paraname Veda Shastra Puranani Itihasādikāni ca Mantrayantra Vidyascha Smritirucha Punādikam Shaiva Shakta Gamadini Anyani Vividhani ca Ramsa Karaniha Jivanam Yagya Vratam Tapodanam Japaskirtam Tathaivacha Guru Tattvam Avigyaya Mudhaste Gurur Bhudyat Manonanya Satyam Satyam Na Samshayah Talabhartham Prayatnasto Manishibhe Buddha Vidya Jaganmaya Dehecha Jnana Sambhava Udaya Prakashena Guru Shabde Guru Murtim Smare Nityam Guru Nama Sada Jupe Guru Ragyam Guru Vita Guru Anyanam Bhavaye Ananya Shintayantav Mam Sulabham Paramam Padam Tasmat Sarva Guru Aradhanam Kuru Gukarastvan Dhakarascha Rukarasteja Ushate Agyana Grasakam Brahma Gurureva Nasamshayaha Gukara Pratama Varna Mayadi Gunabhasakah Gukaro Dvitiyo Brahma Maya Bhranti Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Para Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Hetave Jagatameva Samsara Navasetave Prabhave Sarva Vidyanam Shambhave Agyana Timirandhyasya Jnanam Jana Shalakaya Surunmiritam Yena Yat Satyena Jagat Satyam Yat Prakashena Bhati Tat Yadande Nanandante Yasya Sthitya Satyamedam Yadhati Bhanarupata Priyam Putra yat pritya yena chetayate idam chitam chetayate layam jagrat swapna sushupyadi tasmai shri yasya jnanadidam vishvam nadrishyam bhena bheritah sadekaru parupaya yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya navedasah ananya bhavaya yasya karana rupasya karya rupena bhati yat karya karana rupaya nana rupam idam sarvam na kenapyat bhenata Bukaram cha gunatitam rukaram rupa varjitam gunatitam yonaryatsa gurusmritaha atra netrah sarvasakshi acchatur bahur achyutah acchatur Shri Guru Ayam mayanjalir badha daya sagar pridhaye yat anugrahta jankush aramurti bhai Shri Guru paramam rupam viveka chakshusomritam mandabhagya pashyante andha abhyaite sakale sudirghamanile vyarhi pradhe dushkare pranayam shater anek karne atmakir duchaye Vadesika shaiva sharira chintanam bhavedantasya shivasya chintanam kirtanam shivasya kirtanam yasmar anugraham labdva mahadagyanam utrije kendraya tasyaye akat haritre khabje sahasradalam mandale tikonecha sakla bhuvan trishte kalpita shesha pushter nikhilane gamadrishte sampadam vyakadrishte tatpadakakadrishtir bhavaguna mokshamayakadrishte sakla bhuvana ranga sthapana stambhayashte sakarunarta vrishte tatmamala samashte sakala samayutrishte dadrishter Shri Guru Devi Drishte Agni Shuddha Samam Tata Jwala Paritakadhiya Harinisham Tade Jate Tanai Jate Tadure Tatsamipake Kadantara Yamahayataha Ajoham Ajaroham Cha Anadinid Anasvayam Avikara Apurvanam Param Nityam Swayam Jyotir Niramayam Swarupam Anandam Avyayam Mananam Yadhavam Karyam Tadvadami Mahamate Sadhutvam Tvayitishtharistantratam Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Darshan Yena Yasya Smarana Matrena Jnanam Utpajyate Swayam Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Avaram Jangamam Chaiva Tatha Chaiva Characharam Jagat Sarvam Jnana Shakti Samarudhat Tattvamala Vibhushita Aneka Janma Samprapta Sarva Karma Vidahine Naguradhikam Tattvam Naguradhikam Tapah Mannatha Sri Jagannatho Madguru Sri Jagadguru Dhyanamulam Guru Murte Pujamulam Guru Padam Dhyanam Trino Mahadevi Sarvananda Pradayakam Bhukti Mukti Srimat Parabrahma Gurum Marami Srimat Parabrahma Gurum Vadami Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanam Murtim Dvamvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tatvamasya Laksham Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Nityam Shuddham Nirabhasam Nirakaram Niranjanam Chidanandam Anandamananda Karam Prasanam Jnana Kurupam Nijabodha Yuktam Yasmin Trishte Tite Dvamsa Negrahanugrahatmakam Guru Darshita Margena Manashuddhim Tukariye Yat Kinchidatma Gocharam Jayam Sarva Swarupam Cha Jnanam Cha Manauchate Bhunkarena Navaktavyam Pragya Shishyakat Anchana Guru Ragre Navaktavyam Asatyam Cha Kadachana Munnebhe Panagai Vapi Suraiva Shapito Yadi Kalam Richu Guru Rakshati Parvati Mantra Raja Midam Devi Guru Rityaksharadvayam Smriti Veda Tabakyena Nityam Brahma Nirakaram Nirgunam Bodhayet Param निराभासं दीपोदीपान्तरं यथा गुरुकृपा प्रसादेन आत्मरामं निरीक्षये अनेन गुरुमार्गेण स्वात्मज्ञानं प्रवर्तते आब्रह्मस्तम्भपर्यन्तं परमात्मस्वरूपकम् प्रणमामि जगन्मयं वन्देऽहं सच्चिदानन्दं भेदातीतं सदा गुरुं निराकारं निर्गुणं स्वात्मसंस्थितं परात् परात्परं ध्येयं नित्यम् आनन्दकारकं हृदयाकाशं मध्यस्थं सनिभं स्फटिकप्रतिमरूपं दृश्यते दर्पणे यथा तथात्मनि चिदाकारम् अंगुष्ठं मात्रपुरुषं ध्यायतश्चिन्मयं हृदि तत्र स्फुरद्भावो यः कथयाम्यहम् अगोचरं तथा गम्यं नामरूपविवर्जितं निःशब्दं या भावं ब्रह्मपार्वते यथा गन्धः स्वभावेन कर्पूरकुसुमारिषु शीतोष्णादि तथा ब्रह्म शाश्वतं स्वयं तथा विदो भूत्वा दातव्यं यत्र कुत्रचित् शीतब्रह्मारभत तत्र ध्यानं भवति तादृशम् गुरुध्यानं तथा कृत्वा स्वयं ब्रह्मामयो भवेत् पिण्डे पदे तथा रूपे मुक्तो सौनात्र संशयः श्री पार्वती उवाच पिण्डं किं तु महादेव पदं किं समुदाहृतं रूपातीतं च रूपं किम् एतदख्य हि शङ्कर श्री महादेव उवाच पिण्डं कुण्डलिनी शक्ति पदं हंसामुदाहृतं रूपं बिन्दु ऋते ज्ञेयं रूपातीतं निरञ्जनम् पिण्डे मुक्ता पदे मुक्ता रूपे मुक्ता वरानने रूपातीते ते मुक्ता नात्र संशयः स्वयं सर्वमयो भूत्वा परं तत्त्वं विलोकये परात्पर सर्वमेतं निरालयम् लब्धं वा अनलब्धं वा स्वल्पं वा बहुलं तथा निष्काम्यमेव भोक्तव्यं सदा सन्तु सर्वज्ञ परमित्याहुः देहि सर्वमयो बुद्धः सदा शान्तो रमते यत्रैव तिष्ठते सोऽपि सदेश पुण्यभाजनं मुक्तस्य लक्षणं देवी अनेन यद्भवेत् कार्यं तद्वदामि महामते कं देवी लौकिकं गुणं भावे लौकिकात् कर्मणो यान्ति ज्ञानहीना भवर्णवम् कर्म निष्कर्म यत्कृतम् इदं तु भक्तिभावेन भक्ताते त्रिनुते यदि तत्प्रदातव्यम् गुरुगीतात्मकं देवी शुद्धतत्त्वमयोदितम् सार्थं सदा गुरुगीताश्रयकं तु मन्त्रराजमिमं जपे विविधा मन्त्रः कलाम् अनन्तफलमाप्नोति गुरुगीताजपेन तु दारिद्र्यनाशनं कालमृत्युभयहरं सर्वसङ्कटनाशनं राक्षसभूतानां चोरव्याघ्रभयापहम् Mahavyari haram sarvam vibhuti siddhidam bhave attva Vayameva Mohanam sarva bhutanam bandha moksha karam bhave Priyakaram Asidham sarhe karyam navagraha bhayapaham Suswapna sarvabharha prushamana dharmata kama mokshadam yate kamam nishchitam kamitasya kamadheno kalpana kalpaparapah chintamanish sarvamangalakarakam moksha heturjate nityam moksha sriyamavapnuya tasya kama lapradam atha kamya japeshanam khatayami varanane sagare va saritere tava hari haraye shakti devaliye goshte sarva devaliye shubhe bhatrimule va vrinda pavitra nirmale sthane nitya anusthana topiva samsara malanashartham bhava pasana vritaye Saivacha guru sakshat sada sadbrahma vitamaha sarvashuddha pavitrosa svabhavaryatra tishtati samudre cha yatha toyam kshire kshiram grite gritam tathaiva jnani jivatma paramatmani liyate evam vedo mahamukta sarvada vartate buddha sarva sandeha rahito mukto bhavati parvati annena pranina sarve guru gita japena tu satyam satyam punah satyam dhyarmyam sankyam ayoditam Mata dhanya pita dhanyo dhanyo vamshakulam tatha Japena jayamapnoti chananta phalamapnuya Japam hina sanam kurvat hina karma phalapradam Japanjam avapnoti marani mukti dayakam Atteva bhagavachittaya sadadha bhakti utaya cha Samsara sagara samudharaneka mantram Mani deva mune pujita siddha mantram Vande mahabhaya haram guru raja mantram इति श्रीस्कन्धापुराणे उत्तरखण्डे ईश्वर पार्वती संवादे गुरुगीता समाप्ता। श्री गुरुदेव चरणार्पणमस्तु। दुर्जन सजन भूया सजन शान्तिमप्नुयात्। तामुचेत बन्देभ्यो मुक्ताश्चान्यान् विमोचये। स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण न महीमहिषः। गौब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्य पृथिवी स्यास्य शालिनी। शुभरहितो ब्रह्मणा सन्तु निर्भया। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः। सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गानि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु। सर्वत्र नन्दतु। स्वस्ति मातृ पितॄन्नवस्तु। स्वस्ति गोभ्यो जगते पुरुषेभ्यः विश्वं सुभूतं सुविदात्रं नोऽस्तु। जोगेव दृश्येम सूर्यम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की। आरती करूं गुरुवर की। आरती रे गुरुवर की। आरती जय गुरुदेव अमल विनाशी ज्ञान रूप अंतर के पास। पग पग पर देते प्रकाश जैसे किरणें दिन कर की। आरती ओ आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरुवर की। आरती जब से शरण तुम्हारे आए अमृत से मीठे फल पाए। शरण तुम्हारे क्या है छाया, कल्पा वृक्ष तरुवर की आरती, आरती करूं सद्गुरु की, करूं सद्गुरु की, प्यारे गुरु पर की आरती। ब्रह्म ज्ञान के पूर्ण प्रकाशक, योग ज्ञान के अतल प्रवर्तक, ब्रह्म जाया गुरु चरण सरोज में तादे, व्यथा हमारे पूर की आरती। आरती करूं सद्गुरु की, करूं सद्गुरु की, प्यारे गुरु पर की। अंधकार से हमें निकाला, दिखलाया है अमर उजाला। दिखलाया है कब से जाने छान रहे थे, ठाक सुनो डर डर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की, करूं सद्गुरु की, करूं सद्गुरु की, प्यारे गुरु पर की। संशयामेता विवेक कराया, भवसागर से पार लगाया। अमर प्रदीप जला कर कर दे निशा, दूर सतन की आरती करूं गुरुवर की, आरती गुरु की करूं, गुरु की प्यारे गुरु पर की आरती। भेदों बीच अभेद बताया, आवागमन विमुक्त कराया। धन्य हुए हम पाकर धारा, ब्रह्म ज्ञान निर्झर की आरती करूं गुरुवर की, आरती गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की, प्यारे गुरु पर की आरती। करो कृपा सद्गुरु जगतारण सत्य पथ दर्शक भ्रांति निवार जय हो नित्य ज्योति दिखलाने पाले लीला धर की आरती करूं गुरु वर की गुरु वर की नित्यानंद सद्गुरु दाता शक्तिपात के दिव्य प्रदाता करके वास गणेश पुरे भव बाधा हर ली जन की आरती करूं गुरु वर की आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती आरती करूं सद्गुरु की करूं सद्गुरु की प्यारे गुरु वर की आरती करूं गुरु वर की ओम चैतन्यम शाश्वतं शांतं व्योमातीतं निरंजनं नादबिंदु कलातीतं तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Vasudeva. Hare Krishna, Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Narayana Vasudeva. Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, He Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, hey Nath, Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Oh, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, hey 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 Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Oh, hey Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Welcome to Darshan, everyone. Let's come into stillness. Center in stillness. Stillness is always there at the core of your being. Stillness is always there at the core of your being. When you center there, seeing is different. It's always there. How do you get your ego, the seeker, the meditator, to align itself to that stillness? And to come out of all labels, all mental and emotional patterns. How do you get your ego to align to the center of being? Going beyond all identities. You need to center. Use the observer within you, that ego that observes. Use it to center. And use the qualities of peacefulness and lovingness, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, goodness, to lift the vibration of that ego. The sattva quality. Remember, it's not a focusing in anything. It is a centering. Centering begins to relax you. It's not about doing. It's about being. Being loving. Being kind. Being forgiving. Being peaceful. Being good. Being noble. Being. Focus means two. Being means one. And expand. Let the ego expand, open itself. Beyond all narrow boundaries. The labels, the patterns. And use the breath to create balance, to stabilize, to calm the senses. And use the gross breath first, ujjayi, until it begins to settle down. And use the entire spinal column in your centering. And use to breathe fully. Use full lung breathing. That you may bring balance to every level. Be wise. O seeker. The breathing will take you away from tamasic qualities, inertia, dullness, stupor. As you use the rajas quality with a sattva base, sattvic intent. Since the ego loves doing, use it to begin to vibrate in being. And move beyond the narrow boundaries of your individuality, because there's a collective consciousness operating. We are all one. We lift each other. Open yourself to harmonize. Let the ego open itself. If a mantra comes up in your mind automatically, allow it. Especially if it synchronizes itself with the rhythm of the breath. The body knows how to breathe. You don't have to interfere. Follow the natural rhythm and deepen it. Love expands the field. Remember that. Love expands the field. Be in love. Let your being be immersed in the expansive love of your entire being. When you do, you will feel that your cells are in it. The face muscles will relax. And the hands may want to float. Because heart and hands are connected energetically. And remember how to work the rhythm of the breath. The pauses are important. They're where you can really be with the prana and apana. Prana continues in the pause, and apana continues in the pause. And your heart gets to relax, physical heart. The lungs begin to move stress-free. Adrenaline levels go down. All fear begins to disappear. and the parasympathetic system, nervous system, goes into operation. Notice it's a highly energized field. It's full of prana. Stay in awareness of the evolutionary energy. She's the guide within. Align with her. She's at the center. She's along the entire spinal column. She moves the breath. Begin to see her behind all your movements, behind all your energies. Keep on detaching from thoughts if they appear. Keep on loving that it may sustain you. Keep on aligning to the evolutionary energy, that she may nourish you and support you. Now let's take a moment to nourish the body. Just gently introduce more air into your lungs, gently. Let your focus be on the spinal column. Consciously breathe into the belly, into the chest. Open up the shoulders. Connect with the medulla and the third eye. And use the Manas chakra, the external chakra of the bow. And work with the microcosmic orbit. Nourishing the body. Nourishing the senses. Holding the body cells in your love. The body is a precious creature of nature. Your soul is immortal with quantum power. Body has physical and chemical power, biological power. Use your quantum energies to nourish the body. Use the belly chakra to heighten your immunity, and the love chakra two important chakras with very positive images of well-being. The mental chakra, very powerful images and intentions of well-being from the mind. Our loving heart, nourishing all the cells with love, moving away from all patterns of sadness and loneliness and despair, detaching from them as much as you can, and nourish the belly. It's where the body finds its vital strength. As you align to Kundalini energy, she will do it. She will guide you. Beyond me, she is your guide. And slowly introduce more air into the lungs as you do this, slowly. Becoming more aware of the elements of nature around you and life around you. Always push the air out of the lungs first. You cannot but notice that the impact of breathing, gross breathing. With more oxygen in the lungs and available to the blood, the body feels more vital. Cells are more supported physically. I love to breathe the air as nourishment. And now you should feel more alive in the body, more alert to the senses and to life around you, with a heart full of gratitude. We do not live in the body by spirit only and its nourishment, but by what is around you, the air and the water, and the sun, the fire, and the earth, and the space. And the quantum energies that move in it. Let's do the Om sound and let it vibrate with your whole being. It's another way of energizing the body with sound power. Let's breathe out. In. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you everyone for sharing this stillness with me and what we can do in the sitting period of stillness. Meditation is not only about sitting. Sitting is only to detach from the world around you and try to tap into that center of being. Meditation is actually living in the awareness of your source being. Constantly. You can talk and still be in the state of meditation. You can eat and still be in the state of meditation. What happens then is that things become effortless. Eating becomes a joy. You're tasting everything, you're smelling everything, you're feeling the joy in the body, the little pleasures that we get out of the eating. When you're speaking, you're exchanging energies with another in a loving space of being. How can it not be the state of meditative awareness, where subject, object, and process become one? How can it not be? We have failed to integrate, and we have lost the true goal of meditation. It's extremely important to come back to that. So let me separate the meditation from my little inspirational talk to you today. The pandemic is very much in our world today. There's no question about that. Some of us have decided to take the vaccine and some we haven't. What I want to say today is not about a vaccine and whether we take it or not. I want to talk about immunity. The argument is that the vaccine helps us to build immunity. It triggers the immune response to build antibodies, to keep on recognizing the virus and attacking it. But can you develop an immune system so strong that it will do the same? The curse is that our immune system has become so compromised across the world because of poor lifestyle, stressful lifestyle, depressive thinking, that this pandemic can rage like a wildfire. It only shows the weakness. So what is the karmic response? People will lose their bodies. They don't die, they lose their bodies. What is the ultimate secret? Because even though you take the vaccine, you may not be totally safe as new and new strains appear. And we still keep the poor lifestyle, the stressful living, the depressive thinking, the fear, and we expect our immunity to be high. Whether you take the vaccine or not is not an important thing. Whether you change your lifestyle, whether you change your mental constitution, whether you change the power that you have within you, the quantum power, to hold this body in immunity is the most important thing. When you look at the amount of processed foods that you are eating, when you look at what they feed us on the media about what we should eat, and all the hype about superfoods, and some may not be good at all, Everything has been commercialized. It's all about making money. So we have to go back to nature and really look at how to eat properly, how we were born to be. And we need to learn the foods that are not good for us. It might be good for somebody else because their culture has developed immunity. And I spoke about a 98% of DNA can develop immunity to things. Certain cultures may have that, so they may drink all the milk they want. I spoke about a culture that even develop immunity to arsenic, high levels. It's not magic. It's epigenetics. It's behavior. And it takes generations to develop that. So don't think that you can develop that kind of immunity in a moment. So you need to look at lifestyle. You need to look at what they're telling us is good for us. You need to move away from processed foods. You need to go back to the old cultures like Ayurveda and Chinese medicine that are holistic, true holistic medicine. And go back to what Hippocrates has said, the father of medicine. Look at your gut and see whether the microbiome in your gut is a good one. And it shows up in your stools, it shows up in your sweat, it shows up in the toxins, in the condition of the organs. Look at your microbiome in the gut. Gut health is primary. We don't even think about that. And taking a few probiotics doesn't help. It's a whole culture you need to develop in there. It's more powerful. You have more bacteria genome than you have of your own. Look at your stress levels. Begin to learn what is sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Begin to look at that and begin to use both as they were meant to be used. We have lost the parasympathetic response because we are continuously in stress and hyperactivity. What do you expect of your immune system? It becomes highly compromised. Meditation brings you into the parasympathetic. Stillness brings you into the parasympathetic. Rhythm in your meditation, harmonizing, brings the parasympathetic. Why do I say all this? Because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm retraining my biology. I'm looking at all the stress levels that I so unconsciously developed. And I'm feeling the wonders of developing natural immunity. It is giving me a whole new joy of life to this stage of my life, and life stage. And of course, I'm in gratitude to the universe for allowing me to see this. And to see the errors that I've been making I've been making in the past. And I think I'm in a good diet. Oh my God. No, you're not. Your foods are full of lectin that damages the gut. When you think you're breathing right, you're shallow breathing entire day behind the computer and in your sedentary work. And when you come home, you sit on a couch, you look at TV. System is compromised. The lungs are not able to breathe fully as you were designed to be. When we were hunters and gatherers, there was no problem. When we don't have to do that anymore, there's a big problem. Yoga teaches us differently. Qigong teaches us differently. Tai Chi teaches us differently. And there is so much development in exercise therapy. We can train so hard that we can compromise the nervous system because we are in high sympathetic mode. Exercise is going to undergo a revolution as we become more conscious. And you realize it's not the length of training, it's the quality. And how important is the rest. And there is so much myth about protein. When you really learn, you will see that we are overfeeding ourselves protein. So we need to get back to the breath and its secret. We need to get back to food. We need to get back to rest. And we think we need all this 8 or 9 hours of rest. It's only because of stress. Your body has forgotten how to sleep properly. You go to sleep stressful, body is full of stress. It needs a lot of time to sleep. You nourish the body well, the sleep time cuts to a minimum. You wake up and you don't feel to sleep again. And of course, if you study the 24-hour period in Chinese medicine, the circadian rhythm, you will see that from 11 to 3 is where sleep needs to happen. So that 4 hours is vital. Your body needs to be at complete rest. And then you should go there stress-free as much as you can. And you'll wake up a different person. The lung meridian is active after 3. So it means that time to get up and breathe. Anytime after 3. And then the large intestine meridian is active from 5 to 7. So detoxing, letting go. And 7 to 9 is stomach meridian. So the body will become a little hungry. Don't overeat then. But here's the point. The mind is the most potent thing. Mind and emotional being can sabotage you more than all the good food you eat. Those patterns of loneliness, fear, depressive feelings. And I'm looking at the work of a neuropsychologist, and she's saying, she's brilliant. She's saying that all these things we label as disease and become a stigma. She says, no, you can change that using the power of your mind. We are quick to label things disease, and we have a number of psychological labels or psychiatric labels. No. Once you can harness the mind, once there's cognitive power, you can change your reality. I totally concur with that. As we think, so we become. Sharpen your cognitive power. And begin to see the patterns of mind and emotion and vitality that deplete us. Begin to see them. Begin to dissociate with them, no friendship with them. And begin to explore the good patterns within you. The more sattvic patterns that contribute to well-being. So you need the reformation, the transformation of the ego, the thinking ego, the emotional ego, the vital ego. That's where the key is. Because the mind can destroy anything, and the mind can build anything. So mind power is what is going to boost your immunity. As we think, so we come. The most. And be so aware that you can look at every level of your being and see how it's sabotage or compromise, and see what you can do to improve that. Your well-being is your responsibility, it's not mine. My well-being is my responsibility. Your well-being is your responsibility. It is time you be wise, you get up, you dust your trousers off, and let's hit the road. Staying well. There's a lot of information out there as to how to develop a very powerful immune system. The ancient cultures knew it. Pandemics are not recent. Have we learned from them? No. We are using them to get more rich. The corporate giants are using them to get more rich. Be wise. Don't buy into that. Take your time. Re-engineer the system. Use the power of the DNA to turn genes on and off. The 98% of your DNA. And take charge. Shall I say more? These are the voices we need to listen to across the world. The voices that speak to total immunity, beyond vaccines, by better lifestyle, better thinking, better activity. Be wise. See what is happening. Take personal responsibility for your well-being. Stand up and be strong. And then help those brothers and sisters who will listen. Not the ones who will not listen. Let them learn the hard way if they will. But all those who will listen to you, let's continue to build community that way. So thank you for listening to me today. What could I say? The universe has made me a messenger, but one who speaks from his experience. I don't tell you to do anything I don't do. And I don't force you to do anything. I just lay the facts before you and tell you to be wise. Have a great day, everyone. My soul bows to you. Namaskar.